What is going on, guys? Your boy Joey672 coming to you guys with a video right now. So I want to go over the wide receiver from LSU, Terrace Marshall Jr. Okay, now the report is the Philadelphia Eagles have had a lot of interest, and the Eagles have met up with Terrace Marshall more than one time. They have met up with Terrace Marshall Jr. about 2 times already. There's a lot of interest here, guys, and I know he's not Jamar Chase. Okay, and that's what everyone's going to be talking about. Okay, now to go over his pro day. Now, like I said, 6'2", 205 pounds. Vertical jump was 39.0. 40 was 4.38. So you know the guy could run for his size, and that's great. He's got size to him. He's got height to him. It's fantastic. What I see from Terrace Marshall, no, I didn't just look at the highlights and see his good things. I've seen his weaknesses as well. Okay, now Terrace Marshall doesn't have the numbers, obviously, because he was that number 2 guy playing in the slot. But pinpoint the ball. He has that edge to him, explosiveness off the line, smooth route running, great tracking of the football. I mean, you go down the line, he's going to be a number 1 receiver for an NFL team, okay? He's going to be a number 1 receiver, okay? He's what? I'm going to read some of his stats here just to kind of put you guys in check. But during the 2019 season, Chase and Justin Jefferson both went for over 1,000 yards. Marshall logged 46 receptions for 671 yards and 13 touchdowns, okay? During the 2020 season, Marshall caught 48 passes for 731 yards and 10 touchdowns in 7 games before opting out with no more to prove. So, obviously, in 2020, Terrace Marshall opted out of the season, half of the season, just so he can get ready for the draft, and he didn't think he had more to prove, which I don't blame him at all. I really don't. He comes to the Philadelphia Eagles, guys. He's the number 1 receiver. So if you get him, he could be a late first if someone wants to take a chance to move up and get him. Or if that's too much of a reach, you go get him in the early second round. And I think the Eagles could, with the picks that they're going to have, they haven't even traded Zach Ertz yet, so you are going to have 12 to 13 picks in this draft coming up. And Terrace Marshall Jr. could be that guy in the second round. Or if the Eagles want to move up a little bit, maybe in the late first and want to kind of secure him so he's done. You never know at this point. But what this is telling me is, guys, that the Philadelphia Eagles could be going defense in the first round. Look, I know it's just rumors. I know it's just interest, and that's as far as it goes. But at the same time, facts are facts with who they're seeing, who they're bringing in the building. Maybe they don't go after a Devontae Smith in the first round. They could be going defense. What if you get a Patrick Surtain if the Cowboys don't take him? What if you get a J.C. Horn? I mean, that'd be fantastic. And even better, why don't you get a Micah Parsons on your team to really build around that linebacker core? You have Micah Parsons on your defense, you're going to build around him. But Terrace Marshall has so much upside. He's not Jamar Chase. Okay, his numbers, he's been in that range of 10 to 13 touchdowns over 700 yards. He's been in that same ballpark for a while now. And obviously with the opt-out, I think Jamar Chase opted out for a little bit. And, it gave Terrace Marshall more of a chance to really showcase his talents. And I think that's what really made his draft stock really go up, which I did like. Could play inside and could play outside. He comes to the NFL, he's being an outside receiver. Put Rager on one side, Terrace Marshall on the other. You got yourselves a really good offense. I know people are going to tell me it's a bad pick if the Eagles pick him, and honestly, I don't think it is. I think it's a very uplifting pick. I mean, there's receivers in this draft that you really have to look at and say, you know what, he's not a Devontae Smith, he's not Jamar Chase, even Kyle Pitts. Some of these guys are generational talents, but if you bring in Terrace Marshall, he'll be a day 1 starter. Not even just that, his work ethic, he's learned from the best and Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. He's learned from guys. I mean, that's the best thing about it, too. He's been around these really high-profile players, especially now are playing great in the NFL, like Justin Jefferson. So there's a lot going for this kid right now. And the Eagles have met up with him 2 times already, which shows that there's a lot of interest, which shows that I don't think the Eagles are picking 2 receivers in 2 rounds, in the first 2 rounds. So that's definitely not happening. So I wanted to know from you guys what you guys think of Terrace Marshall. I think he's fantastic. I would welcome it. I think he could be a Pro Bowl receiver in the NFL. I think he could be a stud in the NFL just because they're not drafted. See, this is why I don't like talking about the draft with a lot of people, because sometimes people think because they're drafted top 10, you find some hungry receivers in the mid rounds. I mean, obviously Terrace Marshall, I think obviously he's better than Quez Watkins. He's better than he's better than every receiver we have. Jalen Reagor, obviously I'm giving him another chance because this offense was run like I don't even know what this offense was last year. It was run by a kindergarten coach. I don't know at this point. But Terrace Marshall is going to be the best receiver on this team if he gets drafted here. If this happens, I'm really not going to complain at all, because you have a high-profile player that's going to make plays, open space, pinpoint the ball. This guy is the real deal, and potentially, if there wasn't as many of these, needs in the first round, if there wasn't 4 quarterbacks being taken, Terrace Marshall would be a first-round pick in this draft, which people have him going late first, and some people mostly going second round early, very early in like the first few picks of the second round. So Eagles are going to have a lot of picks. Jump on that and see what you have there. So that is Terrace Marshall Jr. Very excited. I would love him. Can't wait and see what happens. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. I'll see you guys later. Shakes going up, follows fly. Peace out, guys. Peace.